Let's talk about ULTY, the YieldMax Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF. At first glance, this one looks like a dream come true for income investors. We're talking weekly payouts and advertised yields pushing over 100%. You've probably seen thumbnails shouting, "Get paid every week," or titles hyping it as the ultimate passive income play. But if you dig just a little deeper, you'll find that ULTY's numbers tell a very different story. ULTY launched in February 2024, but since then, it's gone from $20 to just $6.22 a share. That's a staggering 68.9% drop in price. Let that sink in. This isn't just a dip, it's a massive erosion of capital. Now, yes, ULTY has paid out over about $13.20 in distributions. That's where the high yield headlines come from. But here's the problem. Even with all those weekly payments, your total return is still negative, down by 2.85%. In other words, you're getting paid, but you're also bleeding capital at the same time. My scoring metric gave ULTY a performance flag of X, a red cross, and labeled it cash burning. Why? Because even with the income, it's not keeping up with the decline in price. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 during the same period, up about 13.54%. So yeah, ultra income, but ultra underperformance. So why does ULTY keep showing up in finance videos? Well, weekly payouts look stable on the surface. It feels like a paycheck. That 100% yield number is like candy for YouTube thumbnails. And recently, ULTY made some changes to its strategy, diversifying across 19 high implied volatility stocks and adding a few leveraged ETFs. That sparked some new hope. Some investors even feel that the price is now stable between $6.15 and $6.35, but that's after losing 2/3 of its value. Now granted, and this is important, your experience might be different depending on when you bought in. In the past 2 months, ULTY has performed a little better. The price has held steady, and payouts are still rolling in. But let's be honest, what hasn't performed well in the past few months? We've had a strong market bounce, and that's floating a lot of boats, even the ones with holes in them. The key takeaway here is that we shouldn't blindly trust the yields advertised by YieldMax. What really matters is what these ETFs are actually yielding after accounting for price erosion and total return. If you're relying solely on the headline yield without digging deeper, that's just lazy investing. And honestly, the results you get will reflect that. That glossy 116% yield number on their site? That's marketing. It's a psychological play on your intelligence, designed to make you feel like you're making money, even if your capital is melting away behind the scenes. And here's the brutal truth. The only guaranteed winner here is YieldMax, or whoever's collecting those expense ratio fees, because whether this ETF performs like a rock star or crashes and burns, they're getting paid either way. Let me be clear. I'm not here to say these funds are outright terrible, nor am I calling them great. What I am saying is this. Before you buy another share of any high-yield income fund, make sure you fully understand what you're getting into. I've been invested in these since day one, so this perspective comes from first-hand experience, not theory. If you understand the risk, and you're just in it for short-term cash flow, ULTY might have a place in your portfolio. But if you're aiming for long-term financial health, total return, and capital preservation, this fund has some serious red flags. Here's the bottom line. Don't just chase high yields blindly. Ask yourself, is my capital growing? Am I getting real return? Or just my own money back? Who's actually profiting? Because if it's not you, then maybe it's time to rethink. Now, I already know the YieldMax diehard fans are going to flood the comments after watching this video, and that's fine. I'll be right here, gladly anticipating your thoughts. And just so you know, I was one of you, a diehard believer in the YieldMax strategy, until I wasn't. That wraps it up for this video. If you found any value at all, whether it gave you a new perspective or just made you think twice, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your take in the comments. Until next time.